In this video or in this lecture, we would like to discuss another great intellectual of political philosophy and also relating to the social system is Wright Mills and his famous work, The Power Elites. So, in that connection, we would like to discuss after the development of the communist revolution in Russia, there emerged a new class or group that belongs to a managerial revolution, which, in the words of Max Weber, could be called as the bureaucrats taking over power in a country which is identified as the power elite. So, in that connection, she right Mills, the American professor, expressed that in the Western society, the theory holds good at least and strongly repudiating the view that there is a separation of ownership and control in modern industrial societies, particularly in the United States. Sirach Mills writes that the chief executives and the very rich are not two distinct and clearly separated or segregated groups. They are both very much mixed up in the corporate world of property and privilege. The recruitment of top takes place from the same upper and upper middle classes from which the owners of industries are drawn. Other studies too have confirmed this theory of C-rate mills. With the help of this data, he has raised to establish the fact that the top managers and the owners are so intimately connected as to form a single social group, and that is power elite, as Sirach Mills called it. So, the question is that to what extent then it can be regarded as superior to Marx's theory of ruling class. So Marx's theory of ruling class too is the theory of the power elite had been raised as a counter theory. It advocated that every society consists of two categories of people. One is a ruling class, and the other one is the more subject classes. And while the ruling class being in possession of the major instruments of economic production also possesses political dominance, there is a perpetual conflict between the ruling class and the subject class or classes, the nature and course of which is influenced primarily by changes in technology. The class conflict reaches its climax when these two classes, due to great concentration of wealth at one end and poverty on the other, and the gradual elimination of the intermediate social strata, become most radically polarized. And finally, the class struggle within the capitalist society ends only with the victory of the working class, followed by the emergence of a classless society. So Marx's theory of the ruling class, developed in the context of his understanding of the social change, critical as it was vested interest, has naturally been subjected to criticism from various quarters, the power elite theorist being perhaps the foremost among them. A good deal of this criticism, for example, the one by Mosca and Pareto, suggesting that it was a monocausal theory which could not do justice to the complexity of historical changes, which was based on a Marx doctrine of economic interpretation of history. Marx had never suggested that the economic factors were the only causes or the only cause for change. Other writers, particularly Joseph Schumpeter and Max Weber, take a different line of criticism when they try to explain at length that the social change has been quite often the result of non-economic factors. But they have not tried to meet Marx's central point. Marx ever regards Protestant ethic as playing a very important role in the growth of feudalism and capitalism in Europe, but has not succeeded in establishing an independent role for it, or in denying the Marxist thesis that the economic factors played an important part. It is true that the Marxist theory also has not been completely borne out by historical development. Marx's idea that the capitalist class will growingly become more and more cohesive as a ruling class has not turned out to be correct. The bourgeois of nobility today in certainly much less cohesive ruling class. The same person do not hold military, political and economic power simultaneously, and the possibility of the various in groups coming into conflict with each other is also not ruled out. His anticipation about the polarization of the two classes has been made by the appearance and growing strength of the new middle class or new middle classes. Marx, in fact, had not taken the factor of universal adult suffrage into consideration. And even though he regarded it as a revolutionary step and believed that in certain countries power could be transferred to the working class through adult suffrage, he had not taken note of it in the application of his general theory. But while the existence of the new middle classes is a reality, the fact cannot be completely established that power can be peacefully transferred in democratic countries to the working classes through democratic process as it was expressed by Professor C. Wright Mills. However, it cannot be denied that the introduction of the adult franchise and the necessity of the ruling class going to the masses from time to time and asking for support from them has made political role comparatively more and less repressive than it could otherwise have been. Considering these weaknesses of the Marxist approach, it stood it would still be difficult to accept the theory of powerality as a satisfactory explanation of social change. Marx's emphasis was on military, mainly on the fact that two classes into which the society was divided stood to each other in the relationship of perpetual conflict which could be resolved only through a severe class struggle and the complete extinction of the exploiting class. The power elite theorists such as C. Wright Mills have not cared for or succeeded in explaining the nature of relationship between the ruling elite and the non-governing non-elite. For them, the division is natural and predetermined, and even though writers like C. Wright Mills have regarded it as unfortunate, unavoidable, the superiority of the Marxist theory of ruling class lies in the fact that it does not take a passive view of the situation, considering that there could be sets of difference in different societies from a kind of ideal type capitalist domination as given by Marx to a welfare oriented cooperative commonwealth type. Marx still emphasized that a society based on exploitation could not continue forever. Powerful forces were bound to be generated and are being generated in different parts of the world out of this conflict. At the same time, it has to be admitted that the nature and the duration of the conflict as well as its steps and outcome will differ from one society to other. There are societies in which there is a ruling class, and at the same time, elites which represent particular aspects of its interest. Societies in which there is no ruling class, but a political elite in control of administrative machinery, military force, as well as property ownership, and societies with a multiplicity of elites and without any cohesive and enduring group of powerful individuals or families at the top. It is clear that the character of social change in these different kinds of societies will differ. The implied challenge with the power elite theory of C. Wright Mills seems to throw out to Marxian concept of the ruling class and its implied emphasis on the maintenance of the existing social equilibrium thus seems to have failed. So, by analyzing the very idea of power elite as provided by Professor C. Wright Mills in his very famous work, The Power Elite, we could found that even though he argued that there is no ruling class, but a power elite in control of administrative machinery, military force, as well as property ownership. And also, he argues that societies with a multiplicity of elites and without any cohesive and enduring group of powerful individuals or families at the top. It is clear from the above analysis that the very challenge thrown out by Siret Mills to the Marxian concept of ruling class, either it is impliedly or by the expressly, it proved to be a challenge to the Marxist theory of ruling class, and to some extent also it would not find any kind of theoretical and philosophical support from such theories of Mosca and Pareto, who gave and coined about how the bureaucrat is in hands of power and how the bureaucrat or bureaucracy would come within the very definition of power, ality, and so in that context already we have examined the power, ality theories of Mosca and Pareto in our previous lectures in this particular channel. So, in our next upcoming lecture, we will discuss the very concept of elites and political development, and in that context, the ideas and the philosophy of Karl Mannheim, who in his work Ideology and Utopia dealt in detail about elites and political development.